Want to learn more about the dynamics between men and women? Then check out the multi-part video series I have explaining the masculine and feminine energies. Access the link and watch it now. Alright, in this video we're going to be talking about the inequality between men and women, and actually why, as a man at least, and even as a woman if you're watching this, you actually have to embrace inequality. And I know that sounds weird because you've been hearing the narrative being pushed onto you: men and women are equal, men and women are equal, men and women are equal. But I'm here to tell you, and I don't do it with no sense of sympathy or empathy for how this might trigger you, but men and women are actually not equal. We are not built the same. We are not supposed to be the same. That is actually one of the greatest things about men and women. I love the fact that women are different to me. I love the softness and gentleness they bring. I love the authentic and sometimes crazy expression of emotions. It's not the same as men, and it is different. And when we don't embrace the differences, what happens is we are always attracted to those differences, but we don't embrace it in a healthy way. And that's what you want to do, right? Now, this really is a message for the men, but I would love if women appreciate and watch this too. But one of the primary reasons you cannot be the same as your woman and equal to your woman is because she's not attracted to that. She's attracted to a man. You see, when you be like a woman, right, when you be equal to her, what you're saying is you're on the same thing as a woman. She's not attracted to a woman. She's spiritually and energetically attracted to a man, even if consciously she thinks, I want a soft, feminine, vulnerable man, and then they get it and they never appreciate it or never even feel arousal for those type of guys. In fact, what happens? Those guys get put in the friend zone. But we'll speak about that another time, because we're going to get into why girls like bad boys in a future video, so make sure you subscribe while you're here, right? But one of the key things that you want to do is you want to never base your actions in doing base the actions that you do in what she does. So this is where the inequality comes in, right? So you're going to embrace in your relationship doing things that she cannot do. Men can do things that women cannot do with the same consequences, and I know that's unequal. I know, but actually from another perspective, it's very equal, because then the man can do what he wants to do to 100%, and she's going to do what suits her to 100%. But from the perspective of this society, they would say that's unequal. I don't think it is, but I just know where you're coming from, right? So let's say, for example, I'm going to give you an example. I say, don't do what a woman does. Don't base what you do based on what your woman does. And I'm going to give you a relationship example. But I want you to do what you're going to do regardless of what she does. It has nothing to do with her. You're going to do it because that's what a man does or doesn't do. Now, never say, I won't like Instagram pictures because my girl isn't going to like Instagram pictures and we're going to be equal and fair. Never say that. Now, this is coming from a man who doesn't like Instagram pictures. Like, press the button. I do not go on random girls and like pictures. I barely go on even guys. If I'm liking something, it's memes. So this is coming from someone. I'm not biased. I don't have an agenda because I don't like random girls Instagram pictures. However, your girl might say to you, well, do I like pictures of naked guys, right? And you're gonna say, she's gonna say, I don't like pictures of half naked guys, so don't like pictures of girls, right? This is an example of how, first of all, it doesn't make sense, because those are not the same things, and I'm gonna get into that. But if you feel you and this is just an example, by the way, but if you feel you shouldn't like an Instagram picture, then don't. If you feel you want to do that as a man, you just, for whatever your reason is, you want to do that, don't not do it because she doesn't do it and you're trying to be fair. That doesn't make sense. Do it because you don't see it as right to do that or not. And I'm not saying if it's right or not, I'm just giving it an example. But your girl will manipulate you actually by saying, well, I don't like pictures of half naked guys, so you shouldn't pick like pictures of half naked girls. And you're going to say, actually, that makes sense, not realizing that she does not care about half naked guys. In fact, many girls, if you say to them, if you say to many girls, do you find that attractive? Many of them will say, I think it's cringe when a guy takes his top off. But then your girl will do this. Your girl will say, don't like half naked pictures, and you're going to say yes because she doesn't do it. And then she's going to like a picture of a man or a rapper holding up his chain or his watch, showing off his resources, showing off his car, and even, let's say, a basketball player, you know, all of that stuff, working out. Do you know that you liking a picture of a half naked girl is the same thing as her liking a picture of a rapper showing off his watch? Because men and women are attracted to different things. So now you see the example I'm giving you of how you can't actually be equal in that area, because it's very different. If you do the exact same thing she does, you're acting like a woman, but many women are taking advantage of you, because, well, you can't translate what they're doing into what it means for when you do it. So I just say it's safer for you to do what you want to do as a man, and that's it. Find a way to make that comfortable, and, you know, tell her, really, there's an art to this. So I'm not going to give it away because you really have to book a one-on-one for this. But a lot of women won't want you to know there's power, because the empowerment of you is going to be the empowerment that you have in the relationship and the power you have over them, which makes women very uncomfortable if she does not feel you are trusted with that power, and she just trusts herself with that power. Even though she could not be trustworthy with that power, she just naturally trusts herself with that power more than giving it to you. So she's never going to tell you, hey, you're supposed to do things that I cannot do, and so on. I'll give you another example, right? Your woman going to the club is totally different to you going to the club as a man. And the reason why is because if you go to the club, a girl will say, well, don't go to the club because, well, you don't like me going to the club. But it actually makes more sense you not liking her go to the club, because guess what? If she goes to the club, she's going to get approached. You can go to the club, and even if you would agree to be in an exclusive relationship, you can go to the club and not get approached. That's possible. She might say, well, there are some girls out there. Us men, we know how often are women gonna come at you in the club. We know that. A woman who of attractiveness is never going to go to the club and not get approached. That's never happening. Never. Your girl, if she goes to the club, men are going to try and speak to her. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you an example of how actually inequality in a way, and I don't think it's inequality, but unfair actions or actions that are different make sense. Now, if you stop going to the club, even though you wanted to, and based on the reasons why you told her, those reasons don't apply to you, so it doesn't make sense. If you're not going to go to the club, you should just say, well, I don't want to go to the club because I don't think it's appropriate when I'm in a relationship that is exclusive and whatnot, right? So if you say that, it should be that. It shouldn't be, well, I'm not going to the club because she's not going to the club. Actually, you have to separate it, and if you cannot find a logical reason why you shouldn't go, you should actually still go. Now, again, this, for many of you, you're probably not even gonna be able to promote that idea in your relationships, but at least I'm giving the paradigm shift for you to have, right? Yeah, many men are gonna let their women tell them what to do, but you know, when you enforce law, trust me, like, it's not going to be a problem. You might hear a little blah, 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 but if you can explain things from a balanced perspective and logic, usually a feminine woman is going to be okay with it. Now, the reason why I say this, right, is because if you have that mindset of, well, I'm going to do what she does to be equal and fair, right? And really, it's not even equal because we're different. What's going to happen is you're going to conduct yourself like a woman, and she's going to feel she's going to feel a lack of polarity because she's going to feel energetically you're like a woman. Her attraction is going to dwindle. Again, if you, perhaps in the way that I've said it, some women might say, no, that's not the case. But, you know, I have no agenda and no bias in order to tell you this, you know, so I'm just giving it to you from a very scientific point of view. And, in order to be equal to your woman, you have to be less of a man. That's another thing, right? But to be honest, I think I'm going to go into that in another video because I don't want this to be too long, so subscribe. But I want you to comment down below. Let Remus know what you think. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. So, peace.